Invading Robot says, hey, Grant Lowell, how do you come up with a good question to ask in the pressers? Do you plan the question ahead of time, or does context matter? Is there a skill to asking a follow-up question? Oh, here you go.
Okay, let's talk actually about Grant. Sometimes we do discuss it before he goes down there. Now, we haven't in the last week or so, but I'll say, Iggy, this is a pretty good question.
Mhm.
And sometimes he does it. Also, Grant is very good at figuring out his own questions because I believe he knows the technicalities of the game of football better than the other people who are there, the other beat writers. Now you've raised a very important point about a follow-up question. Good luck. Good luck on a follow-up question. When I was a young man, and let's say I was in a press conference with Bill Walsh or George Seifert, it was very casual. It's very you didn't have to get the microphone,
Right.
and it was very casual, and we knew these guys.
Yeah.
I knew these guys. I would go to their office. This doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
So George would answer a question. I'd say, George, I'd like to ask a follow up. Sure, Lowell. And you ask a follow up question. Iggy, can you ask a follow up right away now?
You can ask a follow-up. There's a new PR director in town, and there's no more couple more cutting you off type of stuff. So you can, and you're going to get there. But I remember your skill, your strategy with follow-up questions is you listen to what they say and pick out something, a phrase, a word, the most interesting thing that they said, and say, what do you mean by that?
All the time.
What do you mean by that? And then they just have to re-explain what they said.
Yeah, because my feeling, boy, I love this topic. Not only my feeling, what I knew was, let's just talk about football because I covered all kinds of sports. The coach was prepared for certain questions. He would sit down with the PR guy, and the PR guy would say, expect this, and this question, and let's go over your answers.
Right.
So what I never wanted was a programmed answer, a canned answer. I wanted to make the coach think on his own because more truth would come out when he wasn't prepared and he wasn't quite as comfortable. When it was a conversation, like a normal conversation. So I would always say, what did you mean by that? Because I was an academic and I spent a lot of years teaching in college. And in a seminar, I'd say, interesting answer. What did you mean when you said this? And it was the same thing I did in the press conferences.
We covered the team together for 6 seasons. And we would go down, cover press conferences a lot. And when we would drive down, we would say, okay, what are we asking? What are you asking? What am I asking? And there's like every time there's the news questions. And either you'll ask them or someone else will ask them, but they have to be asked. And what this person is asking is, do you always have planned questions? Yeah, you have those, but it's also good sometimes to just listen, because those planned questions are going to get asked by someone. Often the answer is interesting, and you say, hey, you said this. I didn't expect that. And like, what do you mean by that or whatever? But yeah, a lot of the questions are based on what the guy said that day, because you don't know.
That's right.
Yeah. It's a good question. J.R. Beckles says, everyone forgets the pre-Kyle Lynch era of chaos and embarrassment. How can Niner fans ever suggest that we move on from Kyle and Lynch? I guess there's the fear that, left to his own devices, this is the best Jed York could do, Kyle and Lynch.
No one's here is suggesting they move on.
True.
We haven't said that today.
No, we haven't.
No, we're just saying what's at stake.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying, what's at stake. And also, Harbaugh was not chaos. He was a hell of a head coach. It was two Schlemiels who came after that were chaos, and you put that at Jed's door.
True. Jay Sports Enthusiast says, do we really think that Lance's psyche isn't affected knowing that Jimmy is still on this team? For every interception and over-under throw pass he commits, I'm sure having Jimmy on the sideline doesn't help. That's how I felt coming into the offense. I felt like there's already he's under a microscope. Why increase the why? It just seems like he's 22. Your job as a coach is to take pressure off of him. And of course you can say, hey, you got to be ready for the pressure at some point, but still, it seems like the coach's job is to not heap it on. But we've already discussed how ridiculous it is that it's not like Jimmy Garoppolo being there at practice is a good thing.
No. And okay, let me ask you this before you go to the next question. Would you have, if you were Kyle Shanahan, would you have said, Jimmy, stay away from practice?
You can come to the practice field at 7 a.m, but you got to be gone by 8. And then you can come back at 7 at night. But you can't be here when there are fans out here, when there's media out here. You're not on our team. You can't be seen by anyone. You're a ghost. You're persona non grata.
And according to the league rules, he could do that. Say you can come, but not while we practice.
Maybe not. Maybe they said, please don't be here. And he said, you know what? I'd like the media to see me throwing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Who knows? Seth Harvey says, Grant, we can win the bowl this year. Trust me. Sure they can. A lot of things. Yeah, they have a very talented team. Jay Sports Enthusiast says, also non-football topic, Mr. Cohen, you seem wise. Have any advice for a father that has 2 daughters, 2 and 4? I'm trying for the boy, but think I should swing for the fences.
Well, I see this again. I'm trying for the boy. Think I just, you mean, should you have a 3rd child?
Yeah, you probably should discuss that one with your wife.
That's one with your wife, but
yeah.
Boy, I think it's a gift from God to have 2 lovely daughters.
Yeah, you're blessed.
You're blessed.
You're lucky. Ray's Histo is a new member. Thank you. Dave Barclay, again, thank you. Do me a favor, say hi to my nephew Evan. He's the one that got the new BA jersey. Evan who?
Say hello to his. Say hello.
Okay. Hello, Evan.